Hello again, everybody! We're going to be learning how to create Galarian Zapdos in this episode of Scribblenauts Unlimited, the Object Editor Creations, and this comes in the wake, of course, of the new trailer that just came out recently for the DLC. You saw the Galarian Moltres that we created on screen. That actually we created when they were first announced, and so this was actually sort of a re-showing of all three of the legendary birds, but in their Galar forms. And so, I'm going to go with Zapdos today. Ladies and gentlemen, starting off with a GASTORNIS as our source object right here. So you can take off most of the things except for the legs and, of course, it's obvious, the body. We're going to go with the golden egg. That's going to cover most of the body right here. Now, when you're shrinking the body down like we are to this size, just do note that, of course, it might be a little bit hard to place on the golden egg exactly where it'll be on the body and not on the wing. So, of course, you can always use those green grids, as a guide. If you're new to the game, of course, it's the little button. It's at the top right, but on your left side panel of buttons and things that you can use, that turns on the green grid. So you see fangs going down right there, it's just fang, and we do that 4 times for each leg, because that can make some claws for our Galarian Zapdos. Absolutely epic. We had hair for some tufts of feathers that were like chest feathers, essentially. Dragon fruit was going over the thigh parts of the leg, so that upper leg part right there. And it's okay if some of the GASTORNIS leg, our source object, is showing below that. Texan Sodal was for the tail. You've got 2 different layers, one is going to be orange and one is going to be black. Amphisbaena right here, that's going to be for the wings. Of course, you are taking the wing of the Amphisbaena. It doesn't matter if it's the back or the front one. Dunce cap going on right here for the pattern that's on the wings, because of course they are orange, but they have that black sort of, it's like a W almost, that pattern right there. And then of course, I hope you guys saw that we did use grass a little bit earlier, and we painted that black almost all the way, and that's just a ridge of feathers, I guess, that's on the back. And so dinosaur neck, we can do that twice actually for the neck of our Galarian Zapdos. Now we'll end it off with the steel spike. You're going to put this on the top neck piece rather than the bottom one, because you can see essentially that our creation is divided up between the top and bottom neck. So here comes the properties editor. This is where we edit things like the health and what characters react to your object as, a lot of stuff that goes on a little bit behind the scenes, and some scripting. So anyway, this is where we usually read background information and fun facts about whatever we're creating, and I gotta say, I absolutely love the Galarian forms of the legendary birds, you guys. Well, at least Moltres and Zapdos. Anyway, we're here to talk about Galarian Zapdos, which will make its appearance with the others in the Crown Tundra expansion DLC, and we can quickly read off some key points that they've listed about this epic bird on the official site. It loves battling mighty opponents. It's described as, quote, belligerent and battle-hungry, unquote, and it seems unable to resist challenging Pokemon it senses may be stronger than itself. And that's why it was trying to take on Galarian Moltres. BAM! Oddly enough, Zapdos in the Galar region appears to be a poor flyer. According to the site, and the recent trailer, of course, the site says that its wings have atrophied, but we saw it jump pretty high in the trailer. I approve of Galarian Zapdos, though, especially compared to the Kanto version, although I did like that one as well, just saying. We're starting off with the head as the source object coming up right here, and if it wasn't obvious, that's for the head of our Galarian Zapdos. Go with another Texan Sotol, that's S-O-T-O-L, to spell that last part. And coming up after that is actually a stamp that I don't believe we've ever used in all of these episodes. You know what I mean? We've done like, 500 videos of this series or something? Anyway, keyboard cover was what that was for, and it's gonna get us the start of the beak. Now, we do want the, I guess, lower beak. There's like a upper and lower for the mouth. Okay. Hammerhead shark was what we took. Take that top dorsal fin for the hammerhead shark. We'll go ahead and grab that. And so we can put that down on the lower section right there. Zapdos, of course, always having a very long beak, even in the Kanto region. So trapezium right here. Coming up next, that's that shape. And we're gonna go, we can actually use a needle. I originally wanted this to be the eye, but unfortunately, for the size of the head that we wanted, the needle would actually be a little bit too big, even when you shrink it down all the way. And so I've got a trapezoid, but we were still able to use those 2 needles to be this like black that's around the eye. So again, it has that kind of little pattern right there. Cuttlefish, though, was what we ended up going with. We not only took one of the more straight looking arm pieces of the cuttlefish, that tentacle tactical arm, but we also use one of those that's a little bit more triangular, and that can be for the eye on the other side. You just can't see it as much because it is that perspective that's from like a quarter turned view. So of course, for your head objects, go to the equipment tab in the properties editor and fill in that circle that's on the third circle down on that second half of the screen. It says can be worn on the face like glasses. That'll put the head mostly where it needs to go. So let's see what that looks like when we put it all together. Of course, you got the body, you got the head, so take that head object, place it like you're kind of giving it into the hands of the body object. Obviously, that's way far off, so if you are new to this game, the way that we can do that and work around this is we go to edit object, and then you're going to be able to turn on those green grids again. So like I described before, in that top right of the left-hand panel of objects there, it's got Maxwell's head, a banana, wheel, dotted lines all around that. That'll give us those grids. You can move the kind of blank head grid. You know, it's obvious where the head should go, right? So you can just move that one around exactly where you need it to be. You may have to keep going in and out of editing it to get it in the right place, but look at this. The showdown, of course, Galarian Moltres, Galarian Zapdos, and we'll see that in a second, but I do have my Tom Nook creation as well. Look at Tom Nook riding that, and so here, look, this makes a little bit more sense, I think. Tom Nook riding the Galarian Zapdos. Who wouldn't want to ride a Galarian Zapdos to work or school or something? Look at that. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so I think everybody kind of knows what needs to happen. The first thing, though, is we got to get Tom Nook out of here. So let's test out what the animations of our Zapdos looks like. Tom Nook versus Zapdos. I don't think that would go very well for Tom Nook, and it's not. So this is pretty accurate, although I imagine that would just be a one-shot, right? Am I right? And so Tom Nook is gonna go down right there. So of course, from our New Horizons creations, Tom Nook is out of there now. So I think I pretty much, well, I shouldn't say I think. I know how this is gonna end up. Right here, the showdown of Galarian Moltres versus Galarian Zapdos. Look at this, and this is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. Of course, Galarian Moltres does have a little fireball that it's gonna shoot out whenever it takes damage. So look at that, inflicting damage over time and continuously, of course. And it looks like, wow, Galarian Zapdos not even gonna be able to knock off one heart. So there may be a little bit of damage discrepancy right there, but I think in the true, I guess, version of the game, it would actually go the other way around. So we definitely would want to edit that. Here, look, Galarian Moltres. But like I was saying, you know, because Galarian Zapdos is actually going to be fighting and flying, and then of course our Moltres is going to have the dark type, I believe Zapdos will still be able to beat that Moltres, so it'd probably look a little bit more, look differently than that, that's for sure. So I'll edit those in Scribblenauts Unlimited, of course, but I'm not going to lie, I have a bias towards Moltres, so I think, you know, I am slightly happy that that happened. Again, not going to lie to you, but I want to thank you guys so much for viewing this. We are going to be streaming both the Crown Tundra, but also, of course, the upcoming Isle of Armor expansion DLC pass thing. So we will be here actually with that a day earlier than the release date. So 1 day early stream. Hope that everyone's ready for it. Click any of the end screens on screen, and I'll catch you guys on the next vid. And thanks for viewing.